Oh, I'd like to thank the Lord for allowing us to go out there and play the best of our ability. Fought hard, played tough. Just had a wonderful conversation with the team as well as the seniors who will never get to play here again. And I apologize on behalf of just myself, staff, or the support staff that we didn't send them out right in which we wanted to because they deserve it. Apologizing to the fan base. They've been supporting the heck out of us, and they've been showing up and showing out another sellout crowd that ended in disappointment. We're so close, is what I told the team, but yet so far. We just simply truly don't know how to win yet. And it's not for lack of effort, not for lack of coaching with the staff or the support staff, the trainers and strength and conditioning and everybody around. They're doing a phenomenal job. We just can't get over that hump. Another game right there. And I don't know from your advantage point, your viewpoint, but it seemed like we were the better team. And we just couldn't get it done. And the best thing about it is that in our first year, we haven't even been here a year, but we're right there. I mean, we're right there in all these darn games, except for one when we got our butts slaughtered in Oregon, that we've had an opportunity to win. Defensively, we surrendered a lot of yards rushing in 207. Thank God I think we ran for 77 yards. I don't think we eclipsed that in a minute. Shador was efficient and effective. Receivers did some pretty good things. We had a couple drops out there. But the defense, we weren't consistent as we've been the last two games. Our punter was phenomenal. Marcus is unbelievable. He's a pro. And the Amada finally missed. I love him, though. I love him to life. And he's been knocking it down for us all year. So he is certainly not to blame because he's one of the reasons we're in the game consistently every week. But I really hate it for our fan base because they deserve so much better, and we're going to give them better. We're going to give them better, but we're close. We're really close, and I hope they could see it. I hope you could see it. I hope the country could see that we have no quit in us. Our guys came ready to play. They really did. We came up short. Let's go.
Hey, Coach, Brian Howard from Boulder Daily Camera. That last sequence there, you guys called a timeout before they had the pass play to Montana Lemonious Craig. They got to the one. Did you guys talk about maybe letting them score so you guys could have time?
Yeah, they're not stupid enough to do that. They downed the ball. The quarterback ran up the middle and took a knee.
How did you play before that? The pass play to the one?
We're still fighting. Yeah, we're still fighting at that point. Yeah. At that point, we're still fighting. We're not thinking about letting them score a touchdown at that point, because now you're thinking hold them to a field goal because you go down there and get a field goal and you're back in the game. You're tied the game, so you're not thinking that at that point.
And I just want to ask you about there was a 3rd and 1 play earlier in the quarter where you guys threw it instead of running it. What was the decision there to not just run it and try to get that first down on the ground?
You've been watching us all season, right? Thank you. Next question.
Coach, when you talk about being close, and today it felt like it was those little things, some costly penalties.
Yeah.
What goes into teaching the guys to eliminate those little mistakes in big moments?
That's discipline. That's discipline on the field, discipline off the field. If you're undisciplined off the field, you're going to be undisciplined on the field. Those little moments and those little penalties are costly because at the end of the day, they add up. I mean, they had more yards and penalties than we did, but we had 11 penalties. They had 8 for 87 yards. We had 11 for 83 yards. We won the time of possession by 7 minutes, and so we control the clock, we control the ball. We just came up short. But those costly little penalties, those little knucklehead plays, gonna cost you every time.
Hi, Coach Adam Tiger,
How you
24/7
doing?
Sports. Doing okay. Obviously, it was far from perfect. Did you
Yes,
feel
sir.
like the pass protection issues were maybe a little bit better today than
Well,
than they had
I
been?
think he was only sacked 3 times. I think 3 times last week. Just do the math. I feel like it's improvement. So I praised the line all game long. I was challenging them to go to another level during the game, but I praised them all game long out there on the field for the protection. They gave us a clean pocket at times. At times he had to scramble. You're going to do that because the opposing team is going to blitz sometimes. But overall, I really think they've improved tremendously.
Coach, Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. Going back to that 3rd and 1 that Brian asked about, were you guys a little bit out of sync out on that play? You know, the play call aside, it seemed like you broke the huddle late and then were sped up trying to get the ball off. What was
No, not really. I didn't see it that way. I mean, I'm in the headset and I see what they're calling. I know what they want to do. I didn't see it that way at all, whatsoever.
Coach Jimmy Searfoss, 24/7 Sports. There were some off-the-field antics going into this week on social media and things like that. Is that something y'all paid attention to?
What was it? I didn't get it. What was it?
Taylor Upshaw was making.
Oh,
comments
that's a young man taking advantage of his moment. It is what it is.
Clint Yates, ESPN. Coach, you talked about the support you've gotten from this team, from the city over the course of the season. When this season first started, how did you define success, and do you think you've reached it so far?
In many aspects, certainly. Trying to watch my words. Certainly. I feel as though every time these fans come in this stadium, there's an expectation of us to win. I think that's progress. I wasn't here last year, but I'm pretty sure I've talked to some people that I know pretty well. I think there's tremendous progress. We have consistency in several positions that are phenomenal, and I truly feel that there's progress. We have inconsistency in some positions that we can fix. We know the problem, we identified it, and we're going to fix it. That's progress because we know what the problem is, and we have the aptitude to fix it. So I really feel like we're underachieving for my standards, but when you really look at it, I'm pretty sure you see a better football team on the field each and every Saturday. Just ask some fans. You been here for a while? What you think?
I think it's an interesting question as to what success means for this program.
Yeah. Is the team better? Good. Just rest it right there with an exclamation mark.
Coach Prime, Alex Ramirez, Mile High Sports Radio, the final word. Yes,
sir.
Talk about the 12th man. As you mentioned,
Yeah.
everybody expects to come into the stadium to win.
Yeah.
That's what we expect all the time. And that's a different feeling. It
But
feels
I like
great,
that.
man.
I like that. They should. And I feel like one thing about it, we're gonna give you a good game. We're gonna stretch your OC, your DC, your special teams coordinator. We're gonna stretch them out and stress them out, trying to stop what we're capable of doing. You could see what we need. It's easy for you to look out there and watch us on television and say, okay, I see what they need. They could go get that. That's why I'm excited about tomorrow, but I got to take care of today.
Coach Sean Keeler of the Denver Post, you mentioned how painful being right there is, and you said everybody can see it.
Yes, sir.
What factor do you think game management plays in that, and what do you say to people who say, maybe that needs tightening or that needs this?
Everything needs tightening. I mean, I'm not perfect. We're not perfect by any means. You can always second guess everything, but if you're on a headset and you're hearing things and you're seeing what's happening and you know your shortcomings and you know the positive that you have, you may have a whole different perspective if you can hear and see what's transpiring. 11 penalties played a tremendous role, and they're not coached to do that. So please take that in consideration. They're not coached to hit a quarterback late. They're not coached to jump offside. They're not coached to hold. Nobody does that. That just happens. That's a part of the game. We just got to be a little more disciplined in those moments.
Hey, Coach, Jack Carlo with
How you doing,
Buffalo
sir?
Wire. Doing good. Cormani McLean got the start opposite
Yeah.
Travis Hunter at cornerback. What's he done the past couple of weeks during that?
He's been a lot more focused, a lot more understanding of the expectation and what we want from him. That we've challenged him tremendously all year long, and he stood up to the task over the last probably week and a half. I'm really, really proud of Cormani. I really am. He's come a long way just to get on the field and stay on the field consistently. And I hadn't watched the film as of yet, but what I saw with the naked eye, he played a viable game. With his play, we could have won.
Ariel Studio 9 News. I know that it's one game at a time, but now you're down to 2 games left in order to get that 6-game threshold for a bowl. What message do you really have for the team to just try to get these next 2 games and to leave there with the 6 wins?
It's not about in the next 2 games. It's about one game at a time. It's about doing the little things to win one game at a time. It's about winning the personal battles one play at a time. It's about dominating the guy in front of you and whooping the guy in front of you and being successful versus the guy in front of you. Now, when you get 11 persons on the same page to do that, then that play is successful. So we got to win the down. We got to win the series. We got to win the quarter. We got to win the half. Then we win the game. After we win the game, we do it all over again. So we're not thinking about bowls or we think about just doing what we need to do to improve. And each week I see improvement in certain areas, and each week I see that we got to improve in certain areas. But we sit up here week in and week out, and it's a situation where we could have won. We could have won the darn game. And I like that. We should have won. I'm tired of we could have won. I'm tired of that part. But we should have won.
Is that frustrating?
Very. It ain't no lose in me. It don't sit well with me. It don't rock well with me. It don't lay down with me. I have no lose in me. And we have some phenomenal men in that locker room that feel the same way. We just got to be a lot more disciplined and understand what's at hand and stand up to the task on every darn play. And we're going to get there. I promise you we're going to get there. I don't know when we're going to get there, but, baby, we're going to get there.
Hi, Coach. Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. There
How
are
you
a
doing,
pair
sir?
of 4th and 1s in the second half, one in the third quarter and one after the third one that Brian asked about. You opted to punt on both of those. From your perspective, with the way the game was going, what was the rationale behind playing it safe there?
What if you don't get those? What happens? The other team gets momentum. They go down to score. Now you saying, "Oh my God, he should have." You guys, you gonna second guess every darn thing. I got it. I'm at practice every day. I know these young men. I'm on the headsets. I hear the calls. I know it's transpiring right there. I know the feeling and the mood of the team. Just so happens, I think we punted the ball to the 2, and then we held them, and they had to punt. What happened after that? We scored. Why you didn't say nothing about that? I think that was a pretty good decision, wasn't it? In my favor, right? Can we start off with that, about that great decision you made, Coach? I don't need you to slap me on my back because I'm good, because my arms can reach back there. But I really just want you to understand these decisions are based on knowledge. We're not guessing. They're based on what we do in practice and the situations we have in practice. I have situations in practice that I will say 4th and 1 on this yard line. Now, if we don't get it consecutively, what do you think I'm going to do in the game? That's what I did.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. You guys had 24 points and 250 yards in the first half on offense. I know you say it's been a collaborative effort all season for the offensive coaching staff, but an extra week for Coach Shermer in this new role, did that help at all?
Yeah, tremendously. I think you saw it. I mean, we're not doing the, tempo. We're not as tempo as we once were, because instead of going fast, I want them to get it right. And they did a phenomenal job. They did a good enough job for us to win. We just got to support them defensively. That's it. I think he called a phenomenal game. He really did. Now, they called a phenomenal game because it's a collaborative effort when you hear it on the set. They're really working together as one, and they're unified. So it was a great effort. We're not at, rather, if you know it or not, we're not at odds around here. I don't play that. I got to do what's best for this fan base, for the school, for our AD, for our team. The decisions I make, I feel like it's best for us going forward, and that's why I make them. It's okay for you to second guess. I don't mind that at all, because I've been second guessed my whole life. I don't give a darn, really. I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep because you second guessing what I did and what I do. But I make decisions not based off emotions. I make decisions based off facts and based off feelings and based off knowledge and understanding and tremendous wisdom. That's why I make decisions. Thank you, my man.
Coach, I did want to ask about those 3 times that Vassett pins them inside the 10. Each time the defense gets a stop, and then 2 touchdowns, and then Mata misses the field goal in scoring range. We've been waiting all season to see complimentary football. So how pleased are you when you talk about the progress?
Yeah.
Pleased to see that finally come about. And
Yeah. I mean, we still hadn't shown up together in one game yet. What I mean by that is the offense play their butts off, the defense play their butts off, and special teams play their butts off. We still hadn't done that as of yet, but it was close. Special teams did its part, and we scored 31 points. That should be enough to win the football game. That was the challenge that I gave them at the beginning of the week. I said, guys, we need to score at least 31 points because based on what they surrender and what they score on the road, you come up with all these calculations and you kind of narrow it down and you say, okay, this is what they normally do, and they've been a consistent team. So that was the number, 31. And I feel like we would win if we scored 31 points, and we came up short. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening.